Emotion regulation is a process of getting through life every day with understanding one's responses to experiences and stimuli. What emotion dysregulation is the inability to regulate emotions in a predictable way, preventing people from achieving the goals that they need in life.
One of the biggest things somebody with BPD can do to regulate is definitely to self-validate. That the emotion experiences that you're having, they make sense. They aren't necessarily completely wrong. Sometimes they just may be more intense than you want them to be. And to really give yourself a space of saying, it makes sense that I feel this way, while also really thinking about the pros and cons of that urge that you're having with that response. So the emotion makes sense, but what do I want to do with it? What's my action urge? And really just sitting back and thinking about how that's going to affect you in the short and long term.
So there are a lot of great skills in DBT. One of my favorites though for regulating emotions is called check the facts, and it's a little bit like it sounds, which is that you notice that really intense emotion that you're having and you stop and ask yourself, does this emotion or the intensity of this emotion fit what's going on in my environment right now? And this can be a first step to then determine how do you want to respond to that emotion based on if it does fit the facts of the situation or if it does not.
I think first one has to understand that intense emotions never result in effective behavior. So a common tip that we give and a skill that we teach is called stop. So you stop in the moment after you've noticed an intense emotional experience arising, you take a step back, you observe what you're feeling, and you proceed cautiously.
So that person could start out by talking to their doctor, calling their insurance company, talking to their psychiatrist to get some referrals. Ultimately, what that person is looking for is to find a program that offers DBT because it's one of the best treatments we know of for borderline personality disorder. And then they would go and see a therapist that specializes in that.
This is a population of individuals that have struggled to find help, and people who understand their experiences in a way that helps them move along in their journey. And I've never met more passionate, empathic, understanding, and important people in this world. And it's been a pleasure to be able to learn from my clients and to help them to be able to regulate themselves in the service of their long-term goals.
I had a college student not too long ago who I really just sometimes kind of think back on, and with lots of positive feelings, and they did a lot of really great work. Had a history of self-harm, was really in danger of dropping out of school, and was here in St. Louis but didn't have any family nearby, and so it was a really tough situation, but had this really strong value of wanting to finish school and worked so hard to come in, evaluate those emotions, evaluate the things that were triggering them, and to just come to group practice. And eventually they not only decreased their self-harm significantly, they graduated and they moved away. And I remember that feeling I had at our last termination session of just the work they had done over that period of time was amazing, and to see them ready to jump up to applying to grad schools and the things that they were so crippled by in the beginning, they weren't anymore, and it was just really exciting to see.
My name is Ryan Lindsay. I am the Chief Operating Officer and co-founder of the St. Louis Center for Family Development. I'm a nationally board certified clinician in dialectical behavior therapy, and my main role here is helping our clinicians learn how to deliver and build their competencies in evidence-based treatments.
I'm Brianne Soder. I am the leader of clinical services here at STLCFD. I provide outpatient therapy to adults and teens, and a variety of evidence-based therapies, and I also provide oversight of the DBT program. I'm their team leader.
My name is Brittany House, and I am one of the DBT fellows here at St. Louis Center for Family Development, which means that I'm part of the one-year fellowship program where I'm getting some really intense training on DBT, which is great. As part of that, I see a smaller number of clients, like 4 to 6, and then I run the adolescent group on Wednesday nights.